Dear brothers and sisters, today let us read and try to understand Babuji Maharaj's book Voice Real Part 1, first chapter My Pain. Everyone has his own story of pain and sorrow. I too have mine, but that is of a different nature. When fortune favored me, I got access to my master's fate and submitted myself entirely to his will. Soon I developed a peculiar state of mind which continued for a considerable period of time. After that, I developed a feeling of impatience in me which persisted. It soon developed into a sort of restlessness and pain. After a time, the pangs of it had aggravated so much that if anybody else not in touch with spirituality had it, he might have been inclined to commit suicide. But the feeling, let thy will be done, which was deeply rooted in me, gave me courage and consolation to bear it. Here, Babuji Maharaj is conveying his story of pain. Everyone in this world, may be poor or rich, has their own story of pain and sorrow, which are very much related to this materialistic world. Similarly, Babuji Maharaj was also having the pain, but of different nature. What was that pain he underwent? That was the pain within himself, an intense craving to achieve that ultimate reality. Babuji is saying that when his fortune favored him, he got access to his master, Lalaji Maharaj, and submitted himself completely to his master's will. This is a very important point to be noted by an individual spiritual aspirant. Why? Because many people approach master, no doubt, but only few will submit themselves to the will of master. Most of the people are not ready to sacrifice their ego. A person who is ready to sacrifice his or her ego, they can only submit themselves completely to the will of the master. Once they submit themselves, then what happens? They will lose their individuality and their personal space will not exist at all. Then master's wish become their wish. That is the condition of submitting oneself to master's will. As soon as Babuji Maharaj submitted himself to master's will, he developed a peculiar state of mind, leading to a feeling of impatience and a sort of restlessness and pain. This condition aggravated in him so much that anybody else other than Babuji Maharaj, or if they do not have the touch with the spirituality, they might have committed suicide. See, that was the intensity of pain what Babuji Maharaj has underwent. But even after that, and being in that unbearable condition, he was having the same feeling, let thy will be done, was deeply rooted in him. That means he handed over his complete life to the will of his master, Lalaji Maharaj. And this feeling was from the core of his heart and not simply as many people do. They say that we have submitted everything to Master's will. Babuji, we submitted everything to you. Now it is your responsibility to take care of us. Simply they will utter these words. And again, they will put forward many applications to Babuji Maharaj, insisting him to fulfill their desires. So, this kind of words of submission are not from their heart, but just they dropped out from their lips. So, my dear friends, one should submit oneself to the will of Master Babuji Maharaj, as how our Babuji Maharaj has submitted himself to his Master's will. Let us read further. I had that pain, longing, craving, or restlessness, as one may be pleased to call it, so dear to my heart that for it I could sacrifice even thousands of lives of mine. I wish to have the same pain created in me again, which no joy or bliss can ever match. It had no parallel, and for it one might be induced to forego even the bliss of paradise. I fear people might be led away to misunderstand it as a fit of lunacy. But dear brethren, all that a hungry man wants is loss, and my entire structure was built up in that way. For this reason, I eagerly wish this pain to be created in you all, which shall be a source of satisfaction to me as well. Does it not thus become a part of your duty to see that I am satisfied in this respect? If one has got even an iota of devotion in him, he will feel naturally induced to take up what may promise me peace and consolation. After all my life's toil and unrest, it is one of the primary duty of a sadhaka. Here, Babuji Maharaj is conveying us that the pain, longing, craving, or restlessness, whatever one may call, was very much dear to his heart. Is it not a surprising thing? Is anyone feels pain or restlessness dear to oneself? Never. Instead, everybody on this earth are aspiring for happiness and joy only. But our Babuji Maharaj is saying that he is ready to sacrifice thousands of his lives for the sake of this pain. And he wishes to have the same pain created in him again and again. We have to think about it. Just think about it. What may be that condition for which even the bliss of paradise can be forgone? Does anybody want to sacrifice the bliss of paradise? No, never. Then why Babuji Maharaj is telling this? There must be something in this state of restlessness and pain, isn't it? If Babuji Maharaj tell this, then people may think about him or misunderstood it as eccentricity. But his lifestyle was so simple. He needs only loaves of bread when he was hungry and nothing more than that. See the simplicity of Babuji Maharaj. And what he is wishing, it is his wish that we all should develop such pain and restlessness within us to achieve our goal of life. That is the Supreme Being or ultimate reality. Then he will be satisfied. Is it not our duty to make him satisfied? As our Babuji Maharaj has labored a lot to design this system of Sajmarg, to frame this system of Sajmarg, and taking so much of pain to put all of us in that path of realization. It becomes a first and foremost duty of a spiritual aspirant. And we are all the spiritual aspirants, the abhyasis, which gives our master peace and consolation. So, dear brothers and sisters, just think on these lines. Grasp the essence of this satsang in your heart. Brood over it. Think and think again. Try to inculcate this state of pain and restlessness, which gives peace and consolation to our beloved Master Babuji Maharaj. So let us meet again in the forthcoming satsang. Till then, I take leave. Pranams. Namaste.